Hello everyone, welcome to the Well of Curiosity and to episode 5 of the Volcanologist Guide to the Solar System. The first 4 episodes have given us a good base of knowledge about volcanoes. So in this episode, armed with that knowledge, we are going to take a look at some famous eruptions from some famous volcanoes. I've arranged them in my own personal top 5 list based on their power and awesomeness. So let us start at the bottom of that list with number 5. On the island of Java, you will find Mount Merapi, Indonesia's most active volcano. It lies in one of the world's most densely populated areas, partially due to the rich, fertile soils in the surrounding area. The eruption from Merapi in 2010 ranks as one of the most serious volcanic eruptions of the 21st century, producing a series of earthquakes, explosions, ash plumes, lava avalanches, fireballs, mud flows and pyroclastic flows over the course of 3 months that ended up killing over 300 people and displacing another 350,000. The ashfall blanketed large areas of farmland and plantations, as well as causing major disruption to air travel across the whole of Java. 4. Number 4 on our list goes to Ijaf, that big volcano from Iceland that erupted in 2010 and brought European air traffic to a halt for several weeks. Previously, little was known about this volcano, and the eruption started fairly quietly, with a series of fissures opening up on the flanks of the volcano, followed by the gentle eruption of some lava fountains. But then, the eruption moved up to the summit crater, which was partially underneath a small ice cap, and things got a bit more explosive, firing plumes of fine ash and glass over 8 kilometers into the atmosphere. This was a real problem for aircraft. If these particles get inside the engines, they can melt and force engine shutdown, as well as clog vital sensors. What really earns this eruption a spot on my list are the spectacular photos of volcanic lightning that were captured during this event, thought to be the result of untold numbers of collisions between ash and ice particles that built up electrical charges to create an awesome display of power. Number 3 takes us back to Indonesia, to the volcanic island of Krakatoa, located in between the islands of Java and Sumatra. These days, not much of the island remains, thanks to an immensely powerful eruption that occurred in 1883. It is suspected that material was plugging the central cone of this volcano, allowing lots of pressure to build up. On August the 26th, some of that pressure was released as gas and rock was blasted 25 kilometers into the air. But this was just a warm-up act. During the initial blast, a section of the volcano ruptured, allowing seawater to flood into the magma chamber, which boiled instantly, creating a cushion of superheated steam. And on August the 27th, Krakatoa was ripped apart by an explosion that was 10,000 times more powerful than the Hiroshima atomic bomb. The explosion is thought to have been the loudest sound ever produced on Earth and was heard over 3,000 miles away. Pyroclastic flows travelled up to 40 kilometres from the island at speeds of 100 kilometres an hour. But the real damage was done by the 120-foot high tsunamis that were created as Krakatoa collapsed into the sea. All of this caused untold damage to the surrounding islands and claimed the lives of over 36,000 people. The runner-up spot in my list is claimed by Mount Vesuvius, found in Italy overlooking the city of Naples. It is nearly 1,300 metres high, but the height changes after each eruption. Vesuvius actually sits inside the collapsed remains of an even larger and much older volcano called Monte Somma. It has a reputation for violent eruptions, with many occurring between 1631 and 1944, although none have happened since. Nevertheless, we are keeping a close eye on this volcano. Vesuvius is most famous for the explosive eruption of 79 AD, which was the volcano's largest for 3,500 years. The eruption was Plinian, producing a huge ash cloud and pyroclastic flow that killed over 2,000 people and destroyed the nearby towns of Herculaneum and Pompeii. This eruption was witnessed and accurately recorded by a Roman man called Pliny the Younger, whose name was adopted to describe this type of eruption. And finally, topping off my list in the #1 spot is Mount St Helens. In the past, Mount St Helens was a tall, graceful peak, towering over a picturesque landscape in the northwestern United States. But then in 1980, an eruption happened that would become one of the most famous volcanic events in history. An injection of fresh magma into the volcano created an enormous bulge on the side of Mount St Helens, accompanied by a series of steam explosions. Eventually, an earthquake caused a giant chunk of the volcano to disintegrate in one of the largest landslides ever recorded. This landslide released the pressure that had been building for weeks, and the volcano exploded sideways in a lateral blast, which flattened everything to the north for 20 miles and sent a plume of ash nearly 25 kilometres into the air. Meanwhile, a gigantic pyroclastic flow swept downhill at 1,000 kilometres an hour and pulverised everything in a 600 kilometre square area. The heat from the eruption melted the glacier at the summit of Mount St Helens, which mixed with the ash and rock to create a series of mud flows that surged down the local rivers. The effect to the landscape was devastating, changing the shape of the peak forever. But fortunately, thanks to the early warning signs, few people were killed as a result. Do you agree with my list? Let me know down in the comments if you would change the order, or if there are any other eruptions you would include instead. Volcanoes are an exciting wonder of nature, not just here on the Earth, but all throughout the solar system. Now that we've seen what our own planet has to offer, it is time to turn our attention to other planets and moons. So next time, I hope you will join me as we start a voyage across our solar system to investigate whatever volcanic activity we can find. If you have enjoyed this video, then please consider giving it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye for now.